2022, consider application for payment number 5 for the work completed to date for the Cecil Township Public Works Facility Early Site Package Project in the amount of $213,151.50 by Stewart Contracting, Inc.
So this is another pay app. Mr. Stewart continues to make good progress on the site. They're getting close to doing the undercut for the building, which is included in the bid, and there's no issues at this point. They did have to add some extra drain for some springs that they found up there, but it's not included in this estimate. We'll talk about that next month. But other than that, it's been going smoothly.
Do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. 164, 2022, consider application for payment number 2 and final for the work completed to date for the Cecil Township parking lot project in the amount of $6,349.98 by T.A. Robinson.
I'll make a motion.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
It does look great. They did a good job. 5-0. 165, 2022, consider the second release of financial security posted for the installation of public and private improvements for the sanctuary from $184,631.90 to $103,735.90, a total reduction of $80,896 as recommended by the township engineer.
Yes, so this is the sanctuary. All the homes are built up there. We're just waiting for them to do the final punch list of things. So we're holding this $80,000. This will be the last release until the road is turned over. So no issues other than, again, just cleaning up the stuff and getting the information to us.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. 166, 2022, consider an extension to the contract with Cannon McMillan Youth Soccer Association for use of Klinger Fields for the fall season. This needs to be pending, this motion needs to be pending solicitor review. Dawn and I met with 2 representatives from the Cannon Soccer Association to come up with an agreement. They had an attorney send over, and I'm not sure why an attorney's involved, but they had an attorney send over a document that I had the opportunity to review this morning, and they tried to sneak in some changes. They tried to get fall and spring season. They tried to change some other things. And the agreement was supposed to be identical to what we had in the spring with them. So I would just ask that when we approve this, that we clarify that it's for the fall season only, that it's pending completion of an audit that they're working on, and that it is pending solicitor review.
The fall 2022.
Yes.
Okay, I have a question on that.
Yep.
On the budget, I reviewed that, and the lawn care at Klinger Park, we're over $6,819 for Klinger Park for.
Well, keep in mind, we also had income at Klinger, and we'll have income already.
When? We don't show we have any income yet, do we?
Yeah, we have income. Hold on, I can do the math really quick.
How much income have we gotten to date?
We have over $3,000 in income to date on Klinger, and we also have already rented it out for 2 of the days for the fall season. So it will be rented to an organization Monday and Tuesday evenings at a rate of $200 for the field. So we'll have at least a minimum of $4,000. That's a minimum. That doesn't include hopefully more than that, assuming we don't get any rain.
So to date, so far, we have actually in our bank account $3,000.
I'll have to double check if it's cleared, but there was an invoice sent, yes.
Okay, because there was nothing budgeted.
Right. Correct,
And-
because we didn't know at the time that we did the budget in October that we were going to be able to renegotiate the agreement with CMYSA.
So where's this $6,819 coming out of the general fund?
Yeah,
Pardon me?
yeah.
Okay.
The goal is to recoup our total cost for improvements at Klinger from rentals, which is why when Dawn and I sat down to renegotiate with Cannon Mac Soccer, it was very important to us to have days that are rentable to outside organizations because that's how we pay it. They were limited some of the use at Klinger. So they had originally, it was essentially split 50-50 in the spring. That is no longer the case. They are using it, Kennebec Soccer is only using it from 5 to 7 Wednesdays and Thursdays and minimally on Saturday mornings, which allows a significant rental opportunity for us. Also, we have a longer, by approving it now, we have a longer period of time to get out to other organizations that we have this facility for rental. When we did it in the spring, it was end of March when we finally came to an agreement? It was end of March when we finally came to an agreement. A lot of organizations already had their practices and stuff set up, so we've kind of set that in process too to kind of get that better.
So did you make a comment that they're not holding up to their contract, that they're trying to?
Well, again, I'm not really sure why we're working with attorneys or why all of a sudden, and I sent that in an email to them yesterday, why we're all of a sudden working through attorneys, but their attorney did send over a contract that was, for lack of a better way, put it a little sneaky. She tried to sneak in that this was for fall 2022 and spring 2023, which was never the agreement because they are well aware that we are waiting for an accounting of funds. For about 12 years, they fundraised in the name of Klinger Park and Cecil Township, and we've seen $0 from them.
Yes, and I don't want that to continue. I want to see money coming into our books.
So we are waiting for an audit from them before we enter into any sort of longer term agreement than one season at a time.
I have a question. Cindy, will we be compensated anymore for cutting grass up there?
Yeah, through the rental process. And once they clear their audit, we will be asking for money. They right now are doing the line striping up there. They're paying for the porta potties and they're paying for waste management. That was part of the agreement.
This was just lawn care that this $6,819 came out in the budget.
Right. But that lawn care was stuff that'll go into the fall. At the end of the year, it will be a near wash, if not a complete wash.
It'll be a wash, or will we get money, or is it going to be a wash that no money's, period? It's going to be zero at the bottom of each, or?
That is the goal. Pray to the rain gods that we don't get rained out, and yes, that is the goal. The issue in the spring, we would have gotten over $5,000 in the spring, but we had so much rain, unfortunately, on the days that we had rentals up there, that a lot of the nights they were canceled. Also, keep in mind, Kennebec Soccer has offered to pay additional monies on top of the line striping and the porta potties. At this point, we've refused that until their audit clears. I don't want to get into mixing and matching money with them, and Gretchen agrees, we talked about this, like, we don't want to take any additional money until they can prove where that original fundraising money came from. That's why we're doing short-term contracts with them, to give them the opportunity to do the right thing and clear that up, and then we can agree. We don't have to rent it to them. If this board come January gets through this rental season and they still haven't completed the audit, or we haven't come through and it hasn't worked out, we have the choice to cancel the future use and to consider our options at that point. But I would ask, let's give them the opportunity, and the kids in the soccer organization the opportunity to have one more season. Hopefully the Kennebec Soccer Board does the right thing and gets us the information we're asking for. Otherwise, we'll have a conversation in December, maybe November, December, about what our choices are. Make sense?
Okay, as long as we're not going to come out on a short end of the stick again.
We won't.
The other thing this isn't the soccer bill, but being that we're on the budget.
Well, hold on.
Okay,
I will
go
let
ahead.
you do budget stuff, but let's get through the final two resolutions and then
Okay.
you can.
We had a deadline for completion of the audit. Are we in a position where we know when it's going to be done so that can be incorporated into the agreement?
So that was a sticking point with them when Dawn and I met with them. We've been asking for the audit since we started this process in March, and they didn't start the audit until end of June and July, and it really took us putting some pressure on them to even do it. So I would say they are well aware of the fact that we do not plan to continue extending this agreement forever and having them kick this can down the road. So I would say they know that they have until October, November to complete this audit, because it's a forensic audit.
do you want to put it as a hard deadline or just say that they'll continue to make good faith efforts to get it completed?
I don't want to put it as a hard deadline because I want to give them the opportunity to get the right answers.
Let them work through the season. Let's
Yeah.
let them complete their season.
Yeah, but I would say this board, they, in writing, have been told, and in communication from both Dawn and I, have been told that it is a deal breaker for us. So,
To enter into future agreements, future extensions. So you said this extension is pending completion of an audit, but this extension is going to be approved so long as they're making good faith efforts to work towards an audit, and we let them know no future extensions are going to happen if there is no audit. Okay, I can work that language in.
okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Passes 5-0. 167, 2022, consider the Board of Supervisors minutes from Tuesday, July 5th, 2022, regular monthly meeting. I'll make a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. 168, 2022, consider the general fund invoices from July 1st through July 31st, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Go ahead, Darlene, do you want to bring up?
Yes, as far as the budget was concerned, and maybe this can be explained to me, the parks improvements, we budgeted $50,000 this year for park improvements. We're already over $104,630 over. We have spent $154,630,
She's talking about the parking lot.
which leaves us 104 over.
I don't have it in front of me, but I'm 99% sure that that's the parking lot down at the other end of Cecil.
No, not this parking lot. This was supposed to come out of the general fund as far as what the monies that we got
Well,
from.
that is the general fund. The Parks and Rec line item is a part of, the way the budget works is every line item comes out of the general fund. So in an accounting software, it's broken up. So there's $5 million in the
You
general
mean what we
fund.
paid T.A. Robinson is part of that money?
No, $121,000 we paid for the parking lot comes out of the general fund from the federal COVID monies.
We have to
That's
flip,
right.
we have to
So-
flip it, but we haven't done that yet. So that'll be an accounting cleanup because we have all those COVID money. But in the meantime, it has to come out of somewhere.
So that $104,000 that we're over, right now over budget, will be cleaned up being with what Frank just said.
COVID money, yes. We have to flip COVID money into other, we have limitations on the COVID money of what we can spend our COVID money on. So when you're looking at the accounting, we have to pull money that we can use our COVID money for and put COVID money in and then move that money. But that budget, that's what that is. That's what that parking lot is. And I'm happy to sit down with you and explain to you what I'm talking about. But from an accounting, the budget is at that, it's like a snapshot at that time. It's not, but at that time we did the budget, we didn't know that we were gonna get, and I don't remember the exact amount. Do you remember the exact amount?
We're lucky.
$1,280,000.
1 million, we didn't know that we were gonna get that $1,280,000, and we have to account for it now, after that budget's done.
We're lucky it's only 104.
Pardon me?
We're lucky. Our guys have done a lot of work up there. They stained them buildings, they shingled them roofs.
I
They're
know
building a
that.
shed.
I
Now,
know
you
that-
wanna put that out for bid? What do you think it's gonna cost?
I'm just saying right now, it's 50, we
Geez,
budgeted
they had to fix
50,000.
water lines up there. They had to paint bathrooms, they had to remodel one.
Ronnie, I'm just questioning this because.
I'm just saying.
Transparency, that's all I'm asking.
It's
Okay.
not, I mean, transparency would be us spending the money without taking a public vote. Supervisor Aguizio, and he was right, brought up that the parking lot was in deplorable condition and needed to be improved. We took a public vote to spend additional unbudgeted money in order to repair a parking lot that was in desperate need. There's gonna be other budgetary line items that are over because of things that have come up throughout the year. But we are taking public votes on every single additional dollar we're
Right.
spending.
I realize that. As a matter of fact, Frank and I talked about that before we even brought it up here at the meeting, that parking lot needed to be
Then I would
fixed, right,
encourage,
Frank?
Yeah, it was
We,
bad
we
shape.
had much discussion, you and I.
Well, then I
bad
would
shape.
encourage you prior to calling things out in a public meeting and saying that things aren't being transparent to just ask. Ask me, ask Dawn, ask Cindy Stevens, what, hey, this is showing
Well,
up.
I just found this over the weekend. I wasn't gonna call anybody over the weekend. I just happened to look at this and,
Everybody was in the office today, 9 to 5. So just pointing that out. It makes, when you call out things like that without knowing, without asking first, it makes it appear as if